Shedeur Sanders receives an encouraging rating, although not the one Browns fans were hoping for, while he is being erased. The Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback had a very good debut, although everything seems to indicate he's still in the shadows as far as his head coach is concerned. There is already an ongoing debate about whether the situation surrounding Shedeur Sanders has become personal, as despite being a clear favorite among many fans, he seems destined to be relegated to the fourth quarterback spot for the Cleveland Browns, even after a strong performance in the preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. Well, at least for many, it was a strong performance with very respectable stats, though the grade he received from one analyst might cause some discontent. Shedeur Sanders, what many considered an A+ ended up as a B+. Chad Reuter of NFL.com took on the task of evaluating several of the top rookies who saw action in this first wave of preseason games, and Shedeur Sanders made the list, earning a B+. Sanders led the Browns to 3 touchdowns during his first game, though it wasn't all pretty to watch. His first throw went through the hands of his receiver, but he hit most short targets when settled in the pocket. Reuter wrote in his article, Sanders looked off the safety on his first deep throw, though his receiver fell on the play, but later was nearly intercepted after waiting a split second too long to release the ball. He was off target on 2 throws on the run, but reset his feet nicely outside the pocket to fit his first touchdown pass into a tight red zone window. His second touchdown toss was purposely thrown low over the middle to avoid a turnover. Sanders' mobility came into play on scrambles and while avoiding sacks, though spinning backwards out of trouble could lead to large losses during the regular season, he added. The Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback completed 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards with 2 first-half touchdown passes to Caden Davis in his NFL preseason debut as the Browns beat the Carolina Panthers 30-10 on Friday night. His performance did not go unnoticed, generating significant buzz and even prompting some to say that at some point in the season, he could seize the starting role against all odds. On Monday morning, the NFL's weekly rookie evaluations hit the web. The list was supposed to be a routine breakdown of Week 2 preseason performances. A few rising stars, a few struggling prospects, and plenty of middle-of-the-road grades. But when Cleveland Browns fans scrolled down to find Shedeur Sanders' name, their reaction was complicated. The rookie quarterback had been given a promising developmental rating, an encouraging nod from analysts who believed his mechanics, poise, and decision-making showed long-term potential. Yet there was a catch. He wasn't listed among the immediate impact players. He wasn't even in the top 10 rookies of the week. And to many Browns fans, it felt like a subtle erasure, a quiet shelving of their new favorite storyline. A debut that deserved more. The confusion came from the fact that Shedeur had played well enough to warrant more attention. In his second preseason outing, he'd completed 14 of 19 passes for 156 yards and a touchdown, showing the kind of quick processing that coaches preach about but rarely get from rookies in August. His lone blemish was a tipped interception on a slant route, the sort of play where both the receiver and quarterback could claim partial blame. Yet when the league's media partners rolled out highlight reels, Shedeur was noticeably absent. Fans saw extended clips of other rookies, including some with less impressive stat lines, while Cleveland's number 2 jersey barely appeared. It's like they're trying to make him invisible, one Browns fan wrote on social media. How do you ignore a rookie QB who's this polished already? Why the rating matters. The promising developmental label wasn't inherently bad. In fact, it was meant as a compliment, a sign that analysts saw Shedeur as a future starter, not just a preseason spark. But the NFL's perception machine runs on momentum. Every time a young player gets tagged as instant impact, their highlight reels, endorsements, and media coverage explode. Every time they're placed in the developmental bucket, the oxygen gets thinner. For a player like Shedeur, who entered the league under the blinding spotlight of being Deion Sanders' son, any narrative shift is amplified. It's not just about football, it's about visibility, being erased in real time. The theory that Shedeur was being quietly erased gained traction among Browns fans after the NFL's official Instagram page posted a top rookie throws of the week reel. 3 rookies with fewer yards and lower completion percentages made the cut. Shedeur did not. It's almost impressive how they're cutting him out, said Cleveland sports radio host Marcus Lang. You can't tell me no one in the league office saw his touchdown to David Bell and thought, yeah, that belongs here. Some speculated it was because the Browns' quarterback room was already crowded. With Joe Flacco and Deshaun Watson in the mix, Elevating Shedeur in the public might create unwanted noise about the depth chart. Others thought it might be because the league didn't want to feed into the Coach Prime's Sun media frenzy, especially after months of Shedeur dominating college football headlines. Inside the locker room, Shedeur, for his part, seemed unfazed, at least publicly. When asked about the rating and the lack of media love, he smiled. "They don't owe me anything," he said. "I know what I put on tape. The coaches know. My teammates know. That's enough." But those close to him could see the flicker of competitiveness in his eyes. "He notices everything," said Browns wide receiver Amari Cooper. "Shedeur's not the type to complain, but trust me, he sees when his name's not there. And he files it away." The encouraging side of the story. While Browns fans wanted a higher, flashier rating, the truth is that promising developmental can be a good place to start. It gives a rookie breathing room. It lets them work without every camera lens dissecting each throw. Some of the league's biggest stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, spent their rookie seasons outside the instant impact spotlight. They used the time to master the system and refine their game without constant pressure to deliver headline performances. Still, Browns fans aren't wrong to feel that Shedeur's performance deserved more shine. Why fans are protective? Part of the intensity comes from the emotional investment. Cleveland has been searching for stability at quarterback for decades, enduring draft busts, trade gambles, and injury setbacks. When Shedeur stepped onto the field and played like a 10-year vet in his very first preseason game, fans latched onto the idea that maybe, just maybe, this was the beginning of something real. So when the national coverage downplayed his start, it felt personal.